and welcome to another reading lesson. Today, I have a new version of the Three Billy Goats Gruff. In an earlier lesson, we read the Three Billy Goats Gruff, and we found all of the major events. Today, we're going to focus on all of the story elements. So, let's get started. Today, our reading thinking job is I can retell key details in a text. And the text we're using is the Three Billy Goats Gruff. We know our reading thinking job is I can retell details of a text in order. So we are going to use our reading thinking steps. First, we're going to listen to the story, as this is a new version of the Three Billy Goats Gruff. Then we're going to talk about what it's mostly about. Then we're going to dive into the details that help us understand it the most. So we're going to talk about the characters, the setting, and what happens first, next, then, and last. And then we're going to retell it in our own words. Remember, key details are important parts of the story. Who's in the story, what the story is mostly about, when and where it's taking place, and what happens in the story. So before we can dive into these key details, we need to listen and read the story. Goats Gruff, retold by Mary Finch, illustrated by Roberta Arnson. The Three Billy Goats Gruff. Once upon a time, there were three Billy Goats Gruff. There was a little Billy Goat Gruff, a middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff, and a big Billy Goat Gruff. The three Billy Goats Gruff lived in a field, and they spent their days munching the green grass. On one side of the field, there was a stream, and over the stream, there was a rickety bridge. On the other side of the rickety bridge, there was a hill, and there the grass grew greener and sweeter than it did in the field of the Billy Goats Gruff. Under the rickety bridge lived a big, hairy troll in a deep, dark hole. It was damp and cold under the bridge, and that made the troll furious. He was also hungry. One day, the little Billy Goat Gruff looked up and saw that the grass up on the hill on the other side of the stream looked very green and sweet. "I think I'll move over there for my next course," he said. "Then I'll grow big and fat." So trip, trap, went the hoofs of the little Billy Goat Gruff as he started to cross the rickety bridge. The big, hairy troll woke up with a start. "Who's that crossing my bridge?" he roared. "I am," said the little Billy Goat Gruff. "I'm crossing the bridge to eat the grass on the other side of the stream." "Oh, no, you're not," said the big, hairy troll, and he sang, "I'm a troll from a deep, dark hole. My belly's getting thinner. I need to eat, and the goat's a treat. So I'll have you for my dinner." "Oh, don't do that," said the little Billy Goat Gruff. "I'm only small. I wouldn't make much of a mouthful. Wait for my brother. He's much bigger." And he skipped over the rickety bridge to the other side. Just then, the middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff looked up, and he too saw that grass on the other side of the stream looked very green and sweet. "I think I'll move over there for my next course," he said. "Then I'll grow bigger and fatter." So trip, trap, went the hoofs of the middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff as he started across the rickety bridge. "Who's that crossing my bridge?" roared the big, hairy troll. "I am," said the middle-sized Billy Goat Gruff. "I'm crossing the bridge to eat the grass on the other side of the stream." Oh, no, you're not, said the big hairy troll, and he sang, I'm a troll from a deep dark hole. My belly's getting thinner. I need to eat, and a goat's a treat, so I'll have you for my dinner. Oh, don't do that, he said, middle-sized Billy Goat Grubb. I'm not very big. I wouldn't make much of a mouthful. Wait for my brother. He's much, much bigger. And he skipped over the rickety bridge to the other side. Just then, the big Billy Goat Gruff looked up and too saw the grass on the other side of the stream. Looked very green and sweet. I think I'll move over there for my next course, he said. Then I'll grow even bigger and fatter. So Trip Trap went the hoofs of the big Billy Goat Gruff as he started to cross the rickety bridge. Who's that crossing my bridge? Roared the big hairy troll. Said the big Billy Goat Gruff. I'm crossing the bridge to eat the grass on the other side of the stream. Oh, no, you're not, said the big hairy troll, and he sang, I'm a troll from a deep dark hole. My belly's getting thinner. I need to eat, and a goat's a treat, so I'll have you for my dinner. Stopped. His knees shook. His hoofs trembled. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, on the rickety bridge. Then he pulled himself together. I don't think you will, he said, and he picked up his hoofs and kicked the troll into the middle of next week. Then the Billy Goat Gruffs skipped over the rickety bridge to join his brother on the other side of the hill. As for the big hairy troll, I'm happy to say that he was never seen again. Now that we've read and listened to the text, The Three Billy Goats Gruff, your teacher's going to pause the video and you guys are going to talk about this version of The Three Billy Goats Gruff. What is the text mostly about? Can we say that this version of The Three Billy Goats Gruff is the same or different as The Three Billy Goats Gruff we read in an earlier lesson? We can say that some of the things we heard and saw are the same. We know that there's three Billy Goats Gruff and there's a troll in both texts. We also know that their problem and their solution is almost the same. So let's dive into this Three Billy Goats Gruff. First, let's talk about the characters. Your teacher's going to pause the video and you guys are going to talk about who is this story mostly about. We learn that there is a little Billy Goat Gruff, a medium-sized Billy Goat Gruff, and a big Billy Goat Gruff. We also meet a troll in the text. Are the characters in this Three Billy Goats Gruff the same as or different as the other version of the Three Billy Goats Gruff we read? We know that it's the same characters because they're all goats. However, in this version of the Three Billy Goats Gruff, the illustrator made these goats different colors. They also made the troll look different. Who causes the problem in the Three Billy Goats Gruff? Your teacher's going to pause the video and you guys are going to talk about who causes the problem and what is the problem he causes. We learned in the Three Billy Goats Gruff that the troll causes the problem, and the problem he causes is he is underneath the bridge and doesn't want to let the goats pass. What key detail helps us know who the goats are? We can hear in the text the trap of the hoofs. Also, looking at the illustration, we can see the goats have horns. What do we learn the goats like to eat in the Three Billy Goats Gruff? We learn that they like to eat green grass. What does the troll want to eat? Yeah, the troll wants to eat the Three Billy Goats Gruff. Let's dive into the setting. What is the setting of the Three Billy Goats Gruff? Where is it taking place? We learn through the illustrations and the text. The key details help us understand that it is taking place near a bridge, and the goats want to get where? Where do the goats want to go? The goats want to go across the bridge to the grass on the other side. What key detail helps us understand that the story is taking place during the daytime? I notice in the illustration, I see a light sky, and we know that during the daytime, we see a bright sky. So the Three Billy Goats Gruff is taking place during the daytime. Let's talk about the first Little Billy Goat Gruff and the second Billy Goat Gruff. What was the problem the first and the second Billy Goat Gruff had, and how did they solve it? Your teacher's going to pause the video. You probably talked about the problem for the first and the second goat was the troll wouldn't let them pass. We learned that the goats got across the bridge. So how did they solve their problem? They solved their problem by telling the troll that they had a bigger brother, a bigger goat, and the troll believed them. We talked about in the last Three Little Pigs that we read that the Three Little Pig tricked the wolf. Do you think the goats tricked the troll in this version of the Three Billy Goats Gruff? I think they tricked him because they got across the bridge and the troll waited for the big goat. So far, we know in the beginning of the story, in the middle, that the first and the second Billy Goat Gruff tried to cross the bridge. The troll wouldn't let them, but then they told him about their big brother. What was the problem the third Billy Goat Gruff had, and how did he solve his problem? Your teacher is going to pause the video, and you're going to look at this illustration and find the key details and talk about the problem and the solution for the third Billy Goat Gruff. The problem for the third goat was also the troll wasn't going to let him cross the bridge. How did the third Billy Goat Gruff solve his problem? He solved his problem by standing up to the goat and kicking him off the bridge. He kicked him off the bridge. He stood up for himself and he didn't let the troll scare him, and he threw him off the bridge. So let's retell the story in our own words. Before I retell it in my own words, your teacher's going to pause the video and you're going to retell the story in your own words. What happened first? What happened next? What happened third? And what happened last? When I retell the story in my own words, I would start by saying there was a yellow goat. He was the littlest goat, and he wanted to cross that bridge to get some green grass. But then he saw the troll under the bridge, and the troll wanted to eat him. He told the troll, "My brother's coming, and he is much bigger." Then, next, a pink goat came. He was a little bit bigger. He was trying to cross the bridge too to get some grass. Troll stopped him and didn't want him to cross because he wanted to eat him. But the pink, a little bit bigger goat told the troll, "Wait for my brother, he's much bigger." And the troll let him pass. Then the biggest goat of all came to the troll and wanted to cross the bridge, and the troll was so scared of the biggest goat was able to kick him off the bridge, and the troll ended up in the water. And at the end, all the goats got across and were able to eat grass. Did you retell the story similar to me? Who makes the sound trip trap in the Three Billy Goats Gruff? The goats. The goats' hoofs make the sound trip trap. They also make a sound of clickety clack, clickety clack. Who in the story gets kicked off the bridge? Who in the story gets kicked off the bridge? The troll. And who kicks him off the bridge? The biggest goat. Today in Seesaw, you're going to be able to retell the story, find all the characters, identify the setting of the Three Billy Goats Gruff, as well as draw your favorite part of the story. Until next time, bye, Kipsters.